Hello everyone, I'm Mohammed Islam Shishir and I'm back with another problem solving video. So today I'm going to be solving this problem called valid parentheses. This is a easy problem from LeetCode, and yeah, so in the description they're saying that given a string s containing just the characters, just the bracket characters, and determine if the input is valid. An input string is valid if these conditions are met. So what are the conditions? Open brackets must be closed by the same type of brackets. Open brackets must be closed in correct order, and every close bracket has a corresponding open bracket of the same type. Okay, so we have some examples here. So this is a valid parenthesis because uh, we have a first bracket here, opening for a first bracket and a closing first bracket. So it meets the condition, so it's going to be valid. And same goes for this one. So we have a opening parenthesis and a closing parenthesis of the same type, same here and here, so this is also going to be true. But in this case we have a opening bracket and a closing bracket. That condition is right, but the thing is they are not of the same type. The brackets are not of the same type, so it's not going to be valid. This is another valid parenthesis, like we have a opening bracket, then another opening bracket, then when we get a closing bracket, it should match with the previous opening bracket. So this one is also valid, and this is not. So yeah, let's take this as an example and let's see if we can yeah, like visualize this and try to understand it in a better way. So uh, we have two examples here. So what we have to do is that, like, we are going to take a stack. Like a stack can be, like, we can take an array as a stack, uh, anyways, or a stack. So what we have to do is that when we get a opening bracket, we are going to push it to the stack. So when we get opening bracket, we push to the stack, and when we get a closing bracket, we are going to uh, like see the top element of the stack, and if that top opening bracket is of the same type of bracket we got, like the current closing bracket is of the same type, then it's okay. We pop the character and go to the next iteration. Otherwise we return false. So when we get a closing bracket, we pop out of the stack, we pop it out of the stack, and then compare with the current character or current bracket. If the bracket pairs do not match, we return false, and the loop continues. And at the end of the loop, if the stack is empty, that means every bracket had a corresponding matching pair of closing bracket, so it's going to be a valid parenthesis. So yeah, that's how this is going to work. It's a very easy solution here. So what we have to do is that, like, for this example, let's say we are doing example number 1. So for this example, first off, we got yeah, we got opening bracket, first bracket. So we are going to push it in the stack. Then on the next iteration, we got another opening bracket, which is a third bracket. So we are going to push it in the stack. And for the next iteration, we got a closing bracket, a first bracket. So what we have to do right now is that we are going to pop it out and see if this is also a first bracket. Like, we, okay, maybe I should have a pointer here. Okay, so we are at this point, we are here. So this is first bracket, and this is third bracket, so the types do not match, so we are going to return false. That means this is not going to be a valid parenthesis. Same thing we can see, like for example number 2. Okay, let's do this for example number 2. So this time we got a valid parenthesis. So first off we get opening bracket of first bracket, then we get another opening bracket which is the third bracket, then we get, like, now we are at this point, so now we get a third bracket, but it's a closing bracket, so we are going to pop it out, and yeah, the types are matching, so we are not going to return false this time. So this is going to be popped out of the stack, and we're going to move to the next iteration. So at this point we have our first bracket of like another closing bracket, and it's a first bracket, so we're going to pop this one out, and we're going to compare these two. So these are of same types, so we are not going to return false. We're going to like end the loop, and at last the stack is going to be empty because we had a corresponding like pair of bracket for each and every one of those brackets. So we are going to return false. So we are going to return true, not true actually. Like sometimes it can happen that after this we get another character like this one. So after this we get another character, like let's say another anything, like another opening bracket, so we're going to push it to the stack, right? So for this example, if we get a string like this, then the stack is not going to be empty at the end of the loop. So if the stack is not empty, then it's also going to return false. So yeah, so we can also do something like this. We can check the length of the string. If this length is odd number, then we return false, otherwise we return, like, otherwise we do this operation. So yeah, let's see, yeah, let's go to the coding part and start to solve this problem. So first off we get a stack, so stack of characters, and let's call this stk. Okay, now we are going to loop through this. So characters ch s. So if we get, like, if ch is a opening bracket, if ch is a opening bracket like this one, or ch is opening second bracket or a third bracket, we are going to push to the stack. So stk dot push ch. Otherwise, if it's not opening bracket, so we are going to see if the stack is empty. If the stack is empty, then that means, like, yeah, we have an odd number here. So stack dot empty, if stack is empty, or stack dot top. Okay, not first off, let's see if it's a closing bracket. So if it's a closing bracket and stack dot top is not a opening bracket, opening first bracket, then we return false. Also check the same thing for second bracket. So second bracket and also for third bracket. So if any of these conditions are true, then we return false. Otherwise we just pop the character, and in the end we are going to return stack.empty. If stack is empty, then it is valid, otherwise it's not. So okay, I don't need this. Let's see if this works. It didn't, because I had a syntax error here. So yeah, now it should. Okay, let's submit this one and move to the next one. So okay, that got accepted. So what we are doing here is that we have a stack, and every time we get a opening bracket of any type, we are just going to push it to the stack. And if the stack is empty, or if the brackets do not match, like if we get a if we don't get a opening bracket, obviously we are getting a closing bracket, right? So if the type of the brackets do not match or the stack is empty, we are going to return false. Otherwise we're just going to pop that character out of the stack, and finally we are going to see if the stack is empty or not. So yeah, this was a solution for C++. Let's do this for Python this time. So we're going to follow the same approach. Hopefully this is going to take us less time. So stack is going to be an array, and mapper is going to be a mapper. So what we are doing here is that instead of cross-checking the brackets, the type of brackets, the brackets type by ourselves, we have a mapper here. So so we know that the first bracket goes with the first bracket, like first opening bracket goes with the first closing bracket. So that's it. So yeah, let's see for ch in s, if ch in mapper. So if the character is if the mapper has this character, that means this is the first bracket, so I mean opening bracket. So if we get opening bracket, so we are going to push it to the stack ch. Otherwise we're going to see if the stack is empty, or mapper of stack dot pop. That means we're popping the last element from the stack, and obviously that's a opening bracket. So if it's that opening bracket, the mapper is going to give us the corresponding closing bracket, right? So if this doesn't match with the current character, then we're going to return false. Otherwise return not stack. So yeah, let's see. Okay, it got accepted. Let's submit this one. Okay. Okay, now let's do this for Ruby. Where is it? Okay. So we are going to follow the same approach here. So we're going to take a stack, and the mapper stack is going to be an empty array, and mapper is going to be, yeah, this is going to be our mapper. So that we know which bracket goes with which one. And for so s dot each character do this. So if mapper dot key has this character, so if mapper dot key has this character, like any of this opening brackets, that means we have to push it to the stack. Okay, we pushed it to the stack. Else if we're going to see if the stack is empty or not. So stack dot empty or mapper of stack dot pop is not equal ch, return false. Let's end this. Okay, and finally return if the stack is empty or not. So this should, yeah. Okay, now let's submit this one. Okay, now let's do this for JavaScript. So stack is going to be an empty array, mapper is going to be this one. So if for ch of s, if mapper has ch, then push to the stack dot push ch. Else if mapper of the last element of stack is not equals to the current element, current character, we're going to return false. Otherwise we are going to return stack dot length. So yeah, let's run this. Okay, so yeah, this was the solution for valid parentheses. This was a really easy problem. I remember the first time I heard of this problem, it was in my I think first year or maybe second year of university. Anyways, I found this problem pretty interesting back then, so hopefully you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments about your thoughts, any feedbacks. Yeah, so thank you very much. Hopefully I will come up with more videos next time. Thank you.